here she comes, the highwaywoman. She comes with music for your soul, and then moves along. She moves along.
If you're just joining us, this is Bridget London, and welcome back to the Highwaywoman radio show. And as promised, I have as my special guest this week, the one and only Mr. Bobby Mackey. And we are actually at the world famous, the only known haunted honky tonk, at least in this way, Bobby Mackey's at Bobby Mackey's Music World here in Wilder, Kentucky. So, hey, Bobby, thank you so much for being on the show with me.
Great to be with you, and great to have you with us. Everybody loved you last night, and I really enjoyed singing with you. So.
Well, I'll tell you what, it was an honor to sing with you, and we had a great time. I was here with Nashville singer-songwriter Clay Reynolds. We've been on a tour, and we played here last night. We had a fantastic show. This place, you know, we'll get more into the place, but I want to tell you, it was just a pleasure to get to hear you with your band finally in this whole way. I've heard you sing, of course, obviously the last time we met when I was coming through Kentucky and enjoyed that, but this was wonderful. And how long have you had this place here?
Been here 35 years, and you know, we love it. The band and I, you know, most of the band members have been with me for many years. We all enjoy what we do, and this is as close to Texas as you're going to get without being in Texas, I think.
That's right. Definitely. And we want to tell everybody when they're coming through, if they want to hear real honky-tonk music, they need to come to Bobby Mackey's. So, Bobby, tell me, now, when did you start singing? How long have you been doing this? You've been doing this a long time. I can feel it, you know?
Yeah. I started singing when I could talk.
Mm-hmm.
You know, my mother had me singing before I even remember it. When I first heard Hank Williams Sr., my life was changed forever. That's the reason I'm who I am.
It's amazing how many people I've interviewed have said that. Yeah, absolutely. And people that I look up to, even as legends, say that one person could have such an effect. You know,
amazing.
It is amazing
to a 4-year-old kid.
Yeah,
you know?
Absolutely.
I mean, he reached out and got me.
Reached out.
Yeah.
What is it that you think that you love so much about music, or why is it? You know, what does it do for you?
It's a mood. I love melodies, and you know, I love country music. You know, and I, you know, I'm not here to put down any kind of music. You know, all of it has its place,
right?
And people that enjoy doing it, if they enjoy their music as much as I do my country, then everybody's having fun,
right?
But I just can't tolerate what they call country today.
Right. I feel the same. Most people listen to the show feel the same. That's why they listen to the show, because we give them an alternative.
Well, I wrote a song called "What They Call Country Is Not Country. They Just Stole the Name." Yeah. And that's what they've done. They've pushed country out of country. They hijacked the name.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And country's nowhere to go. Has no place to go. I love the classics. You know, classics are great, but there's a lot of room for new country music.
Absolutely. And there's a lot of people doing it. There is a lot of people doing it. And you have those people play at your place. So you're not only, you know, being able to do what you love, but the fact that what is so wonderful, I think, that not only you get to follow your love of country music here, but you also have built a place for other artists to come and play, and uprising people who are known. I mean, you've got the Gambit that come and play at your establishment. And in this room right now that we're in the green room, doing the interview here at Bobby Mackey's, I see this beautiful picture of Mr. George Jones up there.
Yeah,
you're a George Jones guy.
That's a picture of George and I when he was here in 81. I believe it was January 81 when George was here. He was right on top of He Stopped Loving Her Today.
Wow. That's amazing.
Yeah, George came up here. I got a call one morning, I believe it was a Saturday morning, and my daughter then was like 11, I think, or 12, She come knocking on the bedroom door and said, Daddy, George Jones is on the phone.
Oh my
I
God.
said, leave me alone. Get away. And it was, they were down in, he just got out of the hospital down in Florence, Alabama. Or he was in rehab down there. And he had just got out and needed to work somewhere. And the Adams boys, Don and Gary Adams, were playing music with him. The band, they're from up here, and I knew them. So they arranged it. They thought of a place where they could probably get him in right quick. So I booked him within a week's notice.
Wow.
And we sold out 2 shows.
I believe it. That's amazing. How cool is that?
It was great.
And you have a song about George Jones.
Yeah. I wrote a song. Actually, I wrote this a couple of years before he passed away. I wrote a song, When That Jones Boy Is Gone. And since, I rewrote it to Now That Jones Boy Is Gone.
Right.
And it's going to be on my new album.
And when does your new album come out?
About mid-December.
All right. We'll have to have you back on the show and feature some
Great,
songs for
great.
it. So how about we play that song for everybody right now?
All right.
Sound
Very good.
This is Bobby Mackey, folks, with That Jones Boy Is Gone.
Now that Jones boy is gone, who's gonna fill his shoes? He stopped loving her today. The blues became bad news. Things have gone to pieces. Who'll sing the races on? Who's gonna fill his shoes now that Jones boy is gone? I remember oh so well the boy with the crew-cut hair singing about white lightning, and she thinks I still care. Don't stop the music, let it play one more song. We got an aching, breaking heart now that Jones boy is gone. Now that Jones boy is gone, who's gonna fill his shoes? He stopped loving her today. The blues became bad news. Things have gone to pieces. Who'll sing the races on? Who's gonna fill his shoes now that Jones boy is gone? I always love to hear old George and Tammy sing about a 2-story house and a golden wedding ring. Life is filled with choices, they couldn't quite hold on. She said, take me to your world, and he was a no-show Jones. Now that Jones boy is gone, who's gonna fill his shoes? He stopped loving her today. The blues became bad news. Things have gone to pieces. Who'll sing the races on? Who's gonna fill his shoes now that Jones boy is gone? Hey, who's gonna fill his shoes now that old Possum's gone?
And that was Mr. Bobby Mackey, special guest here on the Highwaywoman radio show. If you're just joining us, this is Bridget London, and we are at Wilder, Kentucky. Boy, we did get a little wild last night, I gotta say.
We had fun.
We had a great time.
And you can't tell me these people here don't like country music.
That's right. They love it. Packed. The place was packed, and really, like I said, I really enjoyed hearing you sing with your band. And I want to feature another song of yours. Why don't you pick a song and tell me a little bit about it?
Okay, I wrote this song, and it's also going to be on the album, called "It's Just the Kind of Place Toby Would Love." I love this bar theme, and I'm really excited about that, because I wrote about the place here,
right?
All the fun we have here, and it's just the kind of place Toby would love. So it was fun.
Awesome. Right. All right, let's play that for everybody. Just the kind of place Toby would love, Mr. Bobby Mackey.
We've been here 35 years and the country beat goes on. People come from miles around to hear our songs. We talk about the good old days and the good ones still to come. It's just the kind of place Toby would love. When the dance floor is hopping, the mechanical bull is a-rocking. All the riders think they should have been a cowboy. We drink to our horses from a big red Solo cup and swear we're still as good as we once was. We're proud of American soldiers and where they put their boots. It's just the kind of place Toby would love. In Wilder, Kentucky, we're pure red, white, and blue. And I'm not just talking about tonight. I really love this bar, and the best is yet to come. It's just the kind of place Toby would love. When the dance floor is hopping, the mechanical bull is a-rocking. All the riders think they should have been a cowboy. We drink to our horses from a big red Solo cup and swear we're still as good as we once was. We're proud of American soldiers and where they put their boots. It's just the kind of place Toby would love. Hey, I really love this bar, and the best is yet to come. It's just the kind of place Toby would love.
And we're back here on the Highwaywoman radio show with Mr. Bobby Mackey, and we're talking about his music. Now, you know, you mentioned Hank Williams. Who else do you think influences your writing? I mean, are you a big Merle Haggard person?
Haggard.
I could feel that.
I'm just waiting for the chance to say that.
Yeah.
Yeah, unbelievable. You know, he's just all around the greatest. No question about it. He still is. I saw him over here in Cincinnati in June when he was here. You know, he just walked out on stage and the place erupted. Everybody loves it. You know, I mean, everybody there did anyway.
Still doing it. You know, it's amazing. Some of these, you know, Merle and Willie, I mean, they're kind of the last ones we have left from that era, you know, and still doing it. You know, that's what I hope for all of us, is that we can go out that way. You know, go out playing music until we just can't do it anymore.
And the album that Vince Gill just did,
it's Paul Franklin,
and Paul Franklin. That was a kind of a move in the right direction to bring country music back, and I think it is coming back.
I think it is too. What do you think needs to happen?
I think the radio station should split off. I think, you know, there's room here in this town for they got two stations going head to head, playing the same thing. One of them ought to go country.
Right.
That's what ought to happen, and it may, because radio stations are suffering. They're in trouble.
They were all, you know, most of them are owned by a majority and pumping out the same thing, and they're losing themselves, and a lot of them they're changing formats left and right. And you know, now with satellite radio or programs like this, you know, I mean, it amazes me that people that are listening to the show right now are listening to it in Ireland, you know, Brazil. We have listeners all over. We're on some terrestrial stations in other countries, but a lot also listen online. And, you know, and then, of course, you know, we're getting played on stations in Texas. But at the same time, all around the world, because of the Internet, people can tune in and listen and find their own music. And people are looking for it. They are really looking for it. And once, I think the powers that be recognize how much people are really looking on their own, they will shift, I think. I mean, it has to happen, don't you think?
Yeah, it can't go any further the other way.
Right.
And, you know, I'm a melody person, as we've talked about. I like to hear the melody, and I like to be able to, I don't want to listen to hear what they're saying. I want them to say it to me. And I can't understand the words to the songs. You know, writers spend a lot of time writing songs and put their heart in it. And then what good is it, because nobody can understand what they're saying when they sing it.
Right.
So
when did you start writing, Bobby?
I never did have much confidence in it, and busy here at the club all the time, and never quite got into it. And maybe it's because there is no new country. that might have moved me in that direction. I'll just write my own. I've really gotten into it, and it has come easy. You know, it's not easy, but it has come easy for me. And I wrote all 12 songs on the album.
Wow.
And but I've had a hit song that's been featured on Ghost Adventures and a lot of the paranormal shows worldwide. And on iTunes, it's a hit. Very seldom played on the radio, but I get orders from all over the world for it.
Well, and let's talk about that. Let's tell, for those of our listeners who maybe don't know what we're talking about, Bobby Mackey's, the place where we're at. Bobby's place here is notorious for being haunted, and it's been featured.
It's been called the most haunted nightclub in America.
Yeah. And I can attest to that. Last night when we were playing, the monitor started broadcasting some kind of 30s sports thing. This really happened, folks. I think I don't know if it was a 30s sports thing, but it was broadcasting something, and it was talking to me the whole time I was playing. It was pretty cool, and you can feel the energy in here, and you know, even though it's called the most terrifying place, I'm going to say too, there's some awesome energy in this place too. There's some
Yeah,
you know, I think if a place is an opening, you know, anything is possible. You've been kind of known to say that you don't believe any of this stuff.
I really don't.
You don't.
I don't
Okay.
think I don't think it's possible.
You don't.
But if there is anywhere,
it's
would be
here.
here. Yeah.
And a lot of people, you know, disagree with you about that. And
I'm
you
in the
even have,
minority.
yeah,
I'm in the minority. More people believe it is.
Right,
than
right,
don't.
right. I think it just fascinates me that you don't, and it's your
Yeah.
place. But it's kind of funny. So, that said, this place has a lot of history, and we're going to talk about a song that you wrote and feature here. Actually, why don't you go ahead and
Okay.
share that with folks here?
The story here, the song is wrapped right around the story. So the song pretty much explains
Right.
what it is that's been going on here. We have people come from everywhere to spend the night in here. They'll rent the place for 5 hours for a night, and we give tours during the night. Every hour to the basement. Everybody wants to see the basement. There's a well down there. This site was a slaughterhouse in the late 1800s. It was a slaughterhouse, and there's a well in the basement that was covered up. They built the floor over it. At the time, that well was, I don't know if it was a shed or what, or if it was just out in the open, but it's where they drained the blood from the slaughterhouse to the Licking River. And that tunnel goes down, and then under the railroad track to the river is where the tunnel goes. And that's where the book that was written, there's a book about it called Hell's Gate, and Douglas Hensley wrote the book. It's got a lot of history about it. But in later years, then after the slaughterhouse was gone, and this became the Latin Quarter gambling casino, they used to during Prohibition they would bring the illegal alcohol up the Licking River and through that same tunnel up into the basement when alcohol was illegal.
Wow.
But so the history goes on.
Yeah.
But when I came in here 35 years ago, when I first came in here, like you said about how warm and friendly it feels, that's what it felt to me, and I had to have it. Once I looked at it,
that was it.
I had to have this.
Can we play Johanna for everybody?
Absolutely.
All right. Here we go. Bobby Mackey, folks.
Way back in the 30s, in the little town of Wilder, lived an old man and his lovely little daughter. They ran gambling for a living. It was the best place around. All the men would come and lay their money down. Her daddy was a jealous man, but Johanna fell in love. He kept saying the man dealt a bad hand. So deep in the night, when all the world is quiet, someone came and took her lover's life. Johanna, Johanna, where are you now? Could it be you're still here somehow? Johanna, Johanna, where are you now? Is it true you're still here somehow? Now today it's a different place, all the same with a new face, with strange mysteries hanging in the air. People in their sane minds swear they see you today. Are you looking for the love they took away? Everyone knows that you couldn't bear the pain, so you took your life in the pouring rain. You took your life in the pouring rain. Johanna, Johanna, are you really here? Looking for your lover after all these years. Johanna, Johanna, are you really here? Has your lover returned after all these years? Now some may not believe it, and I won't say it's true, but some of us have smelled your rose perfume. Johanna, Johanna, are you really here? Looking for your lover after all these years. Johanna, Johanna, are you really here? Has your lover returned after all these years? Has your lover returned after all these years?
And that was Johanna from Mr. Bobby Mackey, my guest here this week on the Highwaywoman radio show. Now, another friend of ours who's been on the show, I play on the show, I'm sure you'll hear it later on in this show, is Mr. Dallas Moore. And that's actually how we met you, Bobby, was through Dallas. And Dallas has played here. And Dallas wrote a great article about you in Outlaw Magazine. That's at outlawmagazine.com. For those of you listening, you should go check that out. On Bobby Mackey's, the most haunted honky tonk.
Dallas is a great writer.
Isn't he great?
Yeah.
Dallas is, we love him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we
fantastic.
Love having him here.
And you have, like we said, you have all kinds of independent artists. You have bigger named artists.
Mm-hmm.
George Jones played here. Any standout people that you've had here over the years that you want to mention? Like, I mean, everybody's
Haggard.
great, but I mean,
Merle Haggard. And I got a song on the album called I'm Going to Write a Song About Haggard.
Awesome.
He wrote a lot of songs about you and me. I'm going to write a song about Haggard. If not for him, I'd have no songs to sing.
Wow. Very cool. I think you should record The Way I Am. I thought you did a fantastic job on that last time. You did?
Yeah. It's in the can.
Awesome.
Not going to be on this album, but the next one.
Well, I'm excited to hear that.
Everything on this one I wrote. The next one is going to be
awesome. Very cool. Very cool. I'm excited about that. I thought that was
The Way I Am. I speeded it up. I did a little faster.
Cool. Very cool. Wow. We look forward to that. And we want to tell folks now, if they want to find out more about your music, you're on all digital retailers and such. Where can they then go to bobbymackey.com?
Exactly. BobbyMackey.com, and we got all of our music on there.
And that is Mackey, folks. BobbyMackey.com. Make sure you go to that and check that out. Now, are you playing around anywhere other places other than here, Bobby?
Occasionally.
Yeah.
You know, I played up in my hometown, the county fair in Lewis County, Kentucky, where I'm from. Played up there back in August, and they surprised me, and a complete surprise. It just floored me. Presented to me on stage signs at Bobby Mackey Highway.
Oh, wow.
So they named the highway going past the house where I was born and raised.
That's
Route
awesome.
57.
Very cool.
Named that after me. My mom still lives there. She's 94.
Wow. How far is that from here?
It's about an hour and a half drive.
Cool.
I got out of high school and I ran this way. With guitar in hand.
With guitar in hand. Well, I'm just really excited to have you on the show this week, and want to tell folks too, when you come to Bobby Mackey's, no matter who's playing, you're going to hear real country music. But make sure you come see the man himself as you're getting a sampling here, and go to iTunes and download some of his music. And I want to play another. Can we play another song before we go?
Yeah.
What would you like to feature?
This song I wrote. My wife and I were married in Florida, St. Petersburg. I got the idea. I've got a T-Bird. I don't know where it came from. I just got the idea. And I wrote this song called She's on Her Way to Florida in the T-Bird.
All right, let's play that. Bobby Mackey, folks.
I woke this morning, never heard a sound. I looked everywhere, she was nowhere to be found. Then I saw a text she sent, I couldn't believe the words. She said, I'm on my way to Florida in the T-Bird. She's out there on the highway rolling southbound. Hair blowing in the breeze, she's probably got the top down. She loves that Florida sunshine, she loves St. Petersburg. She's on her way to Florida in the T-Bird. The next text she sent said, you know I love you so. But it's cold in Kentucky, I can't stand that ice and snow. I just had to get away, don't worry, I'll be fine. I'll be back when the snow is gone come springtime. She's out there on the highway rolling southbound. Hair blowing in the breeze, she's probably got the top down. She loves that Florida sunshine, she loves St. Petersburg. She's on her way to Florida in the T-Bird. She's on her way to Florida in the T-Bird.
She's on her way to Florida in a T-Bird. Mr. Bobby Mackey here on the Highwaywoman radio show. We had such a fantastic time playing here last night and getting to see you. It was amazing.
You and Clay?
Yeah, that's right. Clay Reynolds was with us, and we had a fantastic time. We even snuck out and saw Dallas later on, and Dallas Moore later on in the night.
Was he rocking?
He was rocking. He was rocking. It is just wonderful I just want to tell you how much I value what you're doing, as does every musician that comes through here, keeping the honky-tonk alive and providing such a great place for people to come and play, people to come and dance. There were dancers up a storm last night on the dance floor.
And the thing of it is, when you can talk about the place being haunted, you can talk about ghosts, but when people are on the dance floor on Friday and Saturday night, They don't think about that. They're having a good time.
They're
They
here
don't
for
even
the
think
music. They're here for the music. How often do you have the music here, Bobby?
about it. Friday and Saturday night.
Friday and Saturday nights, okay.
So
And are you
come-
open
come
during
for
the week
ghosts,
at all?
Come for the ghosts and stay for the music.
That's right. Stay for the music.
Yeah.
BobbyMackey.com. He's also on Facebook, Facebook.com.
Yeah, and I'm on Twitter too, at
All right.
Bobby Mackey. So hit me up, and come. Anybody coming through town, stop in Wilder, Kentucky, and see us.
That's
We'd love it.
right. Thank you so much, Bobby.
Thank you. Great to have you here in Wilder, Kentucky.
Thanks so much for tuning in. This is Bridget London, and this has been the Highwaywoman Radio Show.
Now there she goes, the highway woman, and she's brought music